So, welcome back to this new episode of Full Throttle, Formula One from the eyes of the Italian fans. We are going to talk about today. We are going to talk about a lot of things that happened this week. As you probably already know, Sebastian Vettel and Ferrari decided to split their ways at the end of this 2020 season. And starting from that has been announced on Tuesday, a lot of things happened actually. Ferrari decided to announce that Sainz Jr. will be the next Ferrari driver together with Charles Leclerc in the 2021 season and the 2022 season. Then at some point, McLaren announced Daniel Ricciardo as their new driver for the 2021 season, replacing actually Carlos Sainz. So a lot of things happened, and I really would like to spend some time with you talking about it, right? So this is the triangle, let me say that, right? This is a triangle of driver that created all of this mess, actually. So Tuesday, Ferrari and Sebastian Vettel, they did together a press release where they announced that they're not gonna renew the contract in at the end of this season. So for the 2021 and 2022 season, there has been a lot of speculation about that in the last couple of weeks. I would say that a month ago, everybody were pretty sure that Sebastian Vettel and Ferrari would have continued their journey together in Formula One. But at some point, something happened, and they decided to split. I think that the main reason for that is that Sebastian Vettel is not happy about what happened last year with Charles Leclerc. I think that's the main reason, right? Probably Seb Vettel, he was willing to win the championship with Ferrari. He knew that he was the captain at the beginning of the season, but actually starting from race number 2, Charles Leclerc started to take his own chances to win races, started to be the number one driver for Ferrari, actually. And honestly, if you compare the performances of the two drivers, this is perfectly fine. I mean, they were both good drivers. They both had good performances over the season as driver, even if the car was very erratic in performances, very good races, and then also very bad races. So I think that from a very pure performance perspective, they did a very good job both. Seb did some mistakes that you couldn't expect from a 4-time world champion. Charles did some mistake as well, but probably the team and also the tifosi, they were ready, and they were expecting some mistakes from a young driver that is at his first year with Ferrari, so with a lot of pressure on his shoulder. Anyway, what happened is that Seb Vettel wasn't really sure and wasn't really happy about the fact that the team never sided with him, even in battle or in discussion about how to race together, how to battle with each other, with the team. And probably he felt that he lost the trust of the team or he lost trust to the team. So I think probably they decided they didn't trust each other 100%. But I think that in the end, he decided to leave Ferrari more than Ferrari decided to leave him. I'm super convinced on that. I'm pretty sure that this is the main driver, probably Ferrari. The team was already thinking about a possible replacement. I mean, and if you look at the timing of Carlos Sainz's announcement, it's pretty clear. They were ready 48 hours later to announce Carlos Sainz as a new driver for Ferrari. So probably this is it sounds like a plan B that was already ready to be done and to be delivered. I think that in the end, Ferrari, when they felt that they were losing Sebastian as a champion, and when they felt that Sebastian wouldn't accept the status of equality between him and Charles Leclerc, they understood that they had to write a plan B and to be ready for a plan B, and that's basically what happened, right? So on the other side, there were two drivers ready to step in and take Seb's position and Seb's role at Ferrari. One was Carlos Sainz Jr., who won the battle, and the other one, the runner-up, was Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo was someone very, very popular in Italy, more than Carlos Sainz, I can tell you. A lot of Ferrari fans, they were waiting for Ricciardo to be a Ferrari driver. They were willing to cheer for him. It's kind of a strange thing. Anytime he have to change the team, there's something missing, and he is not able to land into a comfortable spot, into a top team spot. So he went from Red Bull to Renault. Now he's going to McLaren, which, by the way, I think is a very good move. But anyway, it's all the time it looks like he's missing the last mile, right? It looks like he's very good, but he just missed something. It's a shame, because I think he's a very talented guy, and as I said in previous episode, I think he has very he's a key player also from a marketing perspective. And honestly, I think that if you look at the situation of Formula One, not just Ferrari, for example, but Formula One, I think Formula One and Ferrari, they both need some very good player in the marketing side. So very social guy, very funny guy, someone who really he's able to entertain the audience, not just by driving, but also by telling jokes and stuff. I think this is important. I think this is important for the sports, because we are living in a very strange period, and the sports itself needs to be revamped in a way. Liberty Media is doing something to bring young guy towards Formula One, which is, by the way, a sport with quite old audience as average. They bring DJ set and concert to racetrack. I think that we also need characters. We need drivers with strong personality, drivers that are fun, not only to watch when they drive, but also when they speak and when they do interviews, for example. I think this is super important, and that's why I was rooting for Daniel Ricciardo coming to Ferrari. Anyway, the winner is Carlos Sainz Jr. And again, this is a bold move for the Spaniard, because I mean, he's a young guy. He's going to Ferrari quite early in his career. He's 25 years old. But he's coming to a team that is completely addicted to Charles Leclerc, and is completely committed to making Charles Leclerc the next world champion for Ferrari. But actually, if you are 25 years old, you're pretty young in your career, and you come to Ferrari. You come to Ferrari to win races, or to be the wingman of a world champion, like, I don't know, Michael, when we had Michael Schumacher, or when we had, I don't know, Alonso, or something like that. Actually, he's coming, and he's the teammate of a 21 years old Charles Leclerc, he is actually the captain for the team. I don't think he's coming to, say, hey, I'm gonna be the wingman. I think he's coming to be a future champion. I think this is his own idea, and actually, I think this is the idea for the team as well. They are super committed to Charles, but they fully understand that Charles is young. He needs to improve himself anyway. Is still very young in his career, at the early stage of his career. I think having Carlos Sainz together with him brings some fresh mentality in the team, and also some challenges to Charles as well. And I think it's a good thing, right? I think Charles showed his ability, but anyway, I also believe he needs some time to, let me say, shape part of his personality. He's very aggressive in a positive way, but at the same time, he really needs to, let me say that he really needs to find a way to battle with his teammate in a positive way. There has been a lot of episodes in the last year season where was close to the edge of the standard behavior. If you remember Monza, the Monza qualifying session, for example, when he did a kind of a strange move, and Sebastian wasn't able to do his final lap to get a better qualifying position, for example. This is one example. Brazil 2019, I'm not sure is 100% Vettel's fault for the incident. I think it's more or less kind of a 50-50%. I think for another episode is Singapore, where Sebastian actually won the race, but Shaw wasn't too happy about how things went with strategy and other stuff. So I think having a guy that is, let me say, maybe like a second string driver, but at the same time a young guy can put the healthy pressure to Charles that he still needs to have, right? So I think this is a good situation for Ferrari. On Daniel Ricciardo's side, I think this is a good move as well, because I think he's going to have a good time in McLaren. McLaren is improving as a team, considering the past seasons. Last year they did a good job. They had finally had a podium in Brazil. after a very long time. I think that it's a good move also because McLaren is gonna have Mercedes engine starting in 2021, and again, this is another rumor that we have in media all over the world, and this rumor is Mercedes may be, they say Mercedes may leave Formula One in possible future, I don't know, in 2 to 3 years. So McLaren can be again the new Mercedes team, right? Because of the history of the team and the fact that the team is going to have Mercedes engine again, as they had in the past, in a very glorious past actually. So I think it's a good move. It's a good move for Daniel. So the biggest question right now is where Sebastian Vettel will land, what his next seat. Do we have a retirement from Sebastian? Do we have, is there any possibility to have Sebastian retired, or maybe just having like a 1 year stop to refocus and refresh himself, and then maybe coming back when a good seat it's becoming available? I think this is an interesting thing, and it's an interesting move. I don't know really. I think Sebastian will try to do everything that he can to get a spot as a Mercedes driver. Actually, Mercedes has to renew the contract of both driver. I think there's no problem for the Lewis contract, but I think Sebastian is trying to get the spot for Valtteri. So I think this is the real deal. So we'll see what's coming from Sebastian's side, if any news will arrive. There are also other rumors about the fact that he may leave Ferrari before the end of this year. I don't think so. I think Sebastian is a very, very strange behavior. So I'm not betting anything on that. Actually, I think we're not gonna have any surprise on that side. I think it's let me say that I think Sebastian really suffer from the behavior of Ferrari, but at the same time I think we are not going to have any surprise. I think it's it is like a love story between he and the team. I think he feels himself as a Ferrari fan. Actually, I'm not sure we are going to have any strange behavior on this side. Of course, I think we're going to have a very strange season, because he's not gonna leave anything to Charles. Probably he's not gonna help Charles in any situation. So we are going to have a free race for everyone this season, at least in Ferrari, and I think it's a good thing, right? I think it's a good way to leave this season, and again, we will see. One last thing, Seb Vettel may try to find a spot in Renault. I don't think so, but because I think that's either Sebastian find a way to go to Mercedes, or he can really retire, maybe just temporary. But news and rumors coming from actually all around the globe, we may have a comeback at Renault. And these guys, for those who are, watching the video stream and not just listening to the podcast, these guys is Fernando Alonso. So there are rumors about having Fernando Alonso coming back to Renault for the third time, actually. Really hard to say, actually. Really hard to say. I think this is very hard. I don't know, honestly. I can't understand actually the reason for that. I perfectly understand he wants to come back to Formula One, but actually coming back to Formula One with a team that is, P10, P11, maybe P8 when it performs really well. I don't know why he should do that. It really sounds strange to me, and I don't think we have any reasonable reason to do that. I think it sounds really silly to me, but anyway, you never know with Fernando. We all know that he's super active and he wants to drive, so we'll see in the future. We'll see what's coming on his side. There was a rumor that yesterday Renault had to make an announcement, but everything just has been postponed, and actually at the moment we do not know when this possible announcement is going to be done from Renault. I think everything is related to when Fernando will be able to decide about his future. Then if Fernando decides not to move to Renault, then everything can happen. We may have Sebastian going to Renault. I don't think so. Or we may have Nico Hülkenberg coming back to Renault. Or we'll see. Maybe George Russell. I don't know. This is going to be really interesting. Okay, so I think it's all done. We are all done for this situation. Let's stay in touch, and I think we will have some more news coming next week. So stay in touch, subscribe to the channel, listen to the podcast, spread the word. We will have some more episodes next week, and I think that the silly season in Formula One is just started, and we will also have some news about the calendar next year and next week. So I think this is coming. The period that is coming is gonna be super hot. See you, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you to the next episode.